YouTube, what is going on, folks? It's Pelfrey. This is the Red Sea Reefer 250, and today I want to talk about an upgrade that is simple, pretty cheap as far as price is concerned, and something that I wanted to do all along.
Hey guys, do me a favor and go over to Brian's Aquariums, give him a subscribe real quick. Check out his videos. He does a lot of videos covering a bunch of different topics. At the moment, he's got an awesome cube set up. Link is in the description below.
So as many of you know, I have the Tunze 6055 pumps, and I've got them set to wave okay. Now, the 6055s have what we would call a narrow flow. This is the propeller housing off of one of the pumps, and I've always wanted a wide flow. I've always loved wide flow, and it seems like since I've really bumped the flow up in the tank, everything's done great. So I got on eBay, and I mentioned this before, but Tunze USA actually has an eBay account now, and if they don't have what you need, go to Reef, go to the Tunze section, send a message to Roger, and he will help you out. So originally I messed up. I asked him what parts I needed to make my 6055s 6095s. Now I'm not talking about the true motor or whatever. I'm just talking about the wide flow. And I sent him a screenshot, and he said, yes, that's correct. But the parts that are on the 6055 are 6055 dot whatever. So I totally screwed up, and I ordered 2 housings and 2 propellers for the 6055, which I don't need because these housings and propellers are perfectly fine. That pump is very dirty, but just ignore that for now. So whenever I got them in, I knew I had the wrong items. So I sent him a message, and I said, hey, I got the wrong items. My fault totally. I shouldn't have ordered these. And basically Roger said, yeah, I was kind of confused while you were changing your housings and drive units on 2 pumps, considering they were both pretty new. But anyway, I sent those back, and then I bought the 6095 drive units and housings, and then I also needed this guard right here. So this guard does not come with this housing, whereas on the 6555, I believe it does come with this guard housing. So if you don't know this already, I don't know if I can do it. Hang on, I'm gonna put you down real quick. All right, bear with me. If you don't know this, the little guards come off of the 6055s, whereas the 6095s don't come with it. So I think I spent, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks. So again, this is the original 6055 with stock parts. This is the 6055 with the 6095 housing, the 6095 propeller, and the 6095 protection guard. So basically, these are the parts that I ordered. So first off is the propeller housing, which is a 6095.130, which does fit on the 6055. And you can see it's got a huge opening. And the last thing I wanted was for a snail or anything to go in there. So then you got to order the 6080.200 protective grate, which fits over top of here, like so. And then last, I ordered the 6095.700 drive unit. And you can use, to be honest with you, you can use this propeller. It's going to be hard to see size comparison there, but the 6095 drive unit is much bigger. So I went ahead and spent the money on it and got the 6095 drive unit to get the true wide flow. Changing the housing out probably would have given me some good wide flow, but changing the drive unit, aka propeller, out gave me definite wide flow. So both pumps are running right now, and as you can see, the 6055 stock is way up at the top of the tank, and the 6055 modified is about halfway down. And that's because the flow that comes off of it is just, it's amazing. And again, I could probably get away with one of these pumps, but I refuse to get away with one pump. I'm gonna drive 2 pumps in this tank. But the new corals that I got on the frag rack, I've never had such good luck with corals. And I do have glue coming soon, maybe in this video. I'm gonna mount these frags to the rock, but the hammers all got good flow. This one probably needs to get adjusted again to the flow. So do these, they're really close to the pump. But the Ghani is not stretched out so far, which is late in the day. But I'm super, super excited about the, again, simple, cheap upgrade to your 6055 pump. So if you have 6055 pumps, again, you're gonna need the 6095.130. That is the propeller housing. And this is optional, but I didn't want fish or snails to get in there. So the 6080.200 protective grating. I think this is a big deal considering that hole right there is probably 1.5 inches or 2 inches. And again, this is optional, but I felt like it was really needed to get the wide flow of the 6095.700 drive unit. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you how to swap these parts out for the stock 6055. As stated earlier, doing this swap is pretty simple. I am going to take this opportunity to clean everything off. Get this piece off of here, and it's pretty filthy. So give me a second here. I'm going to clean this off. So as you noticed, I will reuse this piece. The narrow flow and the guard and the drive unit are going to be replaced. Look how dirty this stuff is. So let's take a look at the drive unit. Again, this is a 6095.700 that goes in the 6095. So let's take a look at it in comparison. So magnet to magnet, the magnet is a little longer, but the propeller itself is significantly bigger. So if we went top to top, you can see it's even longer. Good thing about this is it fits in perfect. So it fits in the unit perfect, flush. Next, we're going to need the cover, which again is 6095.130, and by default this comes opened up. I know I talked about that already multiple times, but I did not want that to be open in my tank, especially if you're going to run a pump on pulse, because it gives a fish an opportunity to hop in there if it wants to, or a snail to swim around and hop in. Now these normally aren't difficult to get back on, but because I'm doing a video, they're going to fight me. It's going to fight me today. There we go. Got a good snap. Again, you got to start at the bottom, and I was just having a difficult time there. So there's a comparison of the upgrade here. And I wish that this would have fit here, but it doesn't. So again, this is the 6080.200, and this just slides on there. So you can run it without. You can run this one without too, but with that opening being kind of big, I ran it with. And I'll clean these parts off, and they will go into this bag and into the reef storage. So like I said, simple upgrade. Don't have to worry about anything. You're not gonna get the 6095 power out of here. I think it's worth mentioning, but you are gonna get the wide flow. The 6095 does have more power to it, whereas the 6055 is just a smaller pump for smaller tanks. So with this additional flow, I think it's gonna help out greatly. So let's get this pump on the tank along with the other one that's been on the tank for a couple days, and take a look at the flow. Both pumps are on the tank, as you can see. There's the new one we just put on. And again, this one's been on the tank for a couple of days. You can always look at Euphilia to see the flow pattern. The Battlecorals got some pretty good flow going on. This hammer's not very happy at all, or torch. I don't know why I always say that. But I do have them on different wave settings. So the left one, which is the left pump on the tank, is a little faster. And I wanted to do that for random flow in the tank. Otherwise, you know, you can see I get a pretty good wave on the tank, but definitely whenever it comes to flow and judging flow, affiliate corals are always going to show you the best signs of flow. And personally, I like that little wave action we've got going on, especially with these torches that are extremely happy in my tank, which is weird. I'm nervous to move them to the rock work, but there you go, folks. Simple upgrade, cost about 60, 70 bucks. Turn the 6095 pumps into wide flow pumps. So with that said, be sure to check me out on Instagram at Pelfrey's Reef. Be sure to check out the website at pelfrey.net. Thanks for following along, and I'll catch you on the next one.